हमारे पास पैसा होगा तब टाइम नहीं होगा, और जब टाइम होगा तब पैसे नहीं होंगे। एंड बाई चांस पैसा और टाइम दोनों हो तब शायद तुम्हारे पास दोस्त ना हो। कोशिश करो हर साल अपने दोस्तों के साथ कहीं घूम आओ।
भाई सब छोड़ लद्दाख चलते हैं।
लद्दाख ये वो जगह है जहां हर मोड़ एक पोस्ट कार्ड लगता है। टावरिंग माउंटेन्स, ग्लास लाइक लेक्स और वो खामोशी जो अपनी खुद की आवाज रखती है। टेरेन ब्यूटीफुल भी है और ब्रूटल भी। हर रोड आपकी हिम्मत, बाइक और जुनून सबको टेस्ट करता है। और क्लाइमेट, कभी धूप का साथ, कभी सर्दी की छाप। यह वेदर भी अपना मूड किसी को बताता नहीं। लद्दाख हर किसी की बकेट लिस्ट में होता है, बट ओनली फ्यू टर्न दिस इनटू मेमोरी। और इस बार हम मन में शामिल है। तो चलिए हिमालयस के इस सफर पर। स्टार्टिंग आवर जर्नी, बाइक्स आर रेडी टू रोर, बाइकर्स आर gearing up. Today we are exploring local Leh city. As we are passing by colony roads, you can witness the shops and people on their routine works. Leh Palace. Most visitors won't visit this place. I would recommend as a must-visit place. A scenic top view of Leh city is beautiful to watch. Now we are at Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame is war memorial and museum built by the Indian Army to honor soldiers who fought in the Indo-Pak wars, particularly the Kargil War. Our journey to Landscape City began. On our drive toward Magnetic Hill, we were treated to beautiful scenery, particularly the magnificent sight of the road winding between the towering mountains. We paused here. We soaked in the stunning scenery and captured the moment with a few photographs. Driving through Ladakh is a constant high. The road carving its way through these majestic mountains is pure scenic therapy. And then, we arrive at the legendary Sangam Point, where adventure and serenity meet. Two rivers, two distinct colors, one incredible sight. This is where the heart of Ladakh truly flows. The road to the Shanti Stupa feels like path to meditation, with the vast Ladakh range as our constant, humbling companion. It's a new day and a new places to visit. Before we roll out, we are checking in with the support team to get the latest intel on the weather and the road conditions ahead. Today, we are not just driving. We are embarking on an epic adventure towards Khardung La Pass. This isn't just road. It's a testament to incredible engineering and an absolute joy to navigate. Then came the real test, the raw, untamed sections. Imagine navigating through patches of soft, clingy mud and over jagged, slippery stones, where every maneuver is a delicate dance between control and chaos. It truly pushes your skills to the limit. We spotted a cyclist with the josh and more energy than us. It's inspired us a lot. After few kilometers, the road was blocked due to landslide. We were lucky as we got through it in few minutes. We started with exhilarating stretches where the smooth roads and stunning terrain made for a driving experience straight out of a dream. Each curve offered a new, majestic panorama view. The sudden change in weather intensified the ride, making everything much more challenging than before. The terrain wasn't enough. We are now driving straight into the clouds. The world outside becomes a swirling mist, visibility drops, and the air grows crisp. It's an otherworldly experience, a true high-altitude ride through the heavens. The mountains disappear and reappear like ghosts, and the world feels hushed and ethereal. It's a journey into the sky itself. In a whiteout where the world disappeared, the drive became purely about instinct. We had no view, no clear path, but the summit of Khardung was our non-negotiable finish line. We made it. After that epic drive, we finally reached the majestic Khardung Pass, standing tall at a challenging 17,982 feet. Thrilled, speechless, and running on pure mountain adrenaline. We've bagged the big one. But the adventure isn't over yet. Consider this just the warm-up. We still have other incredible milestones waiting for us on the road ahead. And then it happened. The quiet beauty of Ladakh turned into a majestic challenge, as we experienced our first ever ride through continuous snowfall. The roads instantly became treacherous, slippery, sloped, and demanding. Every single inch felt like a hard-won milestone. We weren't just riding, we were navigating a puzzle, relying on sheer focus and balance. Surrounded by this raw beauty, we witnessed a stunning sight. One side of the valley cloaked in deep snow, facing a neighboring peak still showing its stark, rocky face. An awe-inspiring portrait of the mountain ecosystem. We were praising the Creator, how truly beautiful this creation is. We successfully conquered the pass and are now back down. We've paused the journey for a quick bite, a little lunch and well-deserved downtime to soak in the lower altitude views. Here is our group with who we drove. This descent into the Nubra Valley feels like entering different world. Look at this view. We have stark white mountains towering on one side, dramatically facing the endless valley stretching out on the other. We've arrived at the ancient Digitek monastery. The city view from up here is absolutely stunning. It's not just scenery. It looks like someone meticulously painted this entire landscape and framed it perfectly. Hello, Nubra sand dunes. Unfortunately, it's still drizzling, and the thick clouds are refusing to move. We might not get a clear shot of the horizon, but this misty, cold desert has a mood all its own. The dunes are most famous for being home to the rare Bactrian camels, one of the world's highest altitude cold deserts. This creates a surreal, stunning contrast of vast, undulating sand dunes set against the dramatic backdrop of the towering. Our engine started with a roar at morning 5 am. But the drizzle and heavy clouds made it clear this wouldn't be easy. Due to an unforgiving snowfall, the direct path to Pangong was closed, forcing us onto a grueling 180-kilometer detour, a relentless route that demanded we conquer two of the region's highest passes, Wari and Changla. The drive was a constant battle, tires gripping through thick mud, crossing rickety bridges over glacial canals, and navigating patches of sheer, bone-shaking rock. For over 10 kilometers, the road was an arrow straight line, perfectly bisecting the valley. Flanked by majestic mountains on either side, the view was absolutely flawless. A stunning, endless perspective that appeared less like nature and more like meticulously arranged photo frame laid out just for us. We arrived at Sakti and took a detour to the first altitude of the day, Warila. The ascent toward Wari Pass was a masterclass in shifting scenery and unpredictable high-altitude weather. Every kilometer brought a dramatic visual change. The landscape refused to be static. At the lower reaches, the mountains were an intense, vibrant ochre, but as we gained elevation, they transformed into raw, rugged masses of grey and brown rock, carved by millennia of wind and ice. The silence was profound, broken only by the hum of the engine and the whisper of the wind through the vast emptiness. Looking back, the view was dominated by a wall of dark, heavy clouds, the remnants of the morning's drizzle that now chased our shadow up the pass. We had already laid up in preparation, rain jackets sealed and gloves secured, ready for the inevitable downpour or sudden snow flurry that often greets riders at these heights. The air was thick, heavy, and cold, hinting at the moisture being squeezed out of the sky behind us. The initial climb toward Wari Pass began under persistent drizzle. But the mountains quickly delivered a dramatic shift that defined the journey. Within minutes, the damp, grey clouds we had been riding beneath began to condense, and the rain turned abruptly into a heavy, swirling snowfall. The sight was breathtaking. What had been a landscape of raw, brown, and rugged rock suddenly transformed into a dazzling, monochromatic world. As the snow intensified, so did the views. The mountains, which had been imposing, became impossibly beautiful, their sharp, craggy lines softened and covered in a fresh, thick blanket of white. We were now completely surrounded by snow-covered peaks, a truly exhilarating and stark spectacle. As the weather worsened, our world shrank. Visibility dropped drastically, reducing the landscape to a hazy grey, and the climb instantly became white-knuckle challenge. The road surface turned slick and treacherous. Every turn on the slippery slope demanded absolute control as we fought to maintain grip against the unrelenting pull of the high mountain pass. What a fantastic view of the road! These smooth curves and dramatic hairpin bends aren't just scenic. They promise an incredible and challenging drive. As we began the descent from Wari La Pass, the dramatic weather that had plagued our climb finally broke, revealing the spectacular world that lay hidden. Immediate, panoramic view that stretched for miles. Rugged landscape unfolded like a map, framed by layer upon layer of majestic mountains. The entire scene was a photographer's dream. Barely recovered from conquering the last hurdle, the mountains quickly presented our next major challenge, Changla Pass. Looking back, the view was dominated by a wall of dark, heavy clouds, the remnants of the morning's drizzle that now chased our shadow up the pass. As we began our ascent, a wave of relief washed over us. The weather was finally turning. We watched the heavy, stubborn clouds begin to scatter, allowing the first welcome rays of sunshine to break through, promising a clearer, though no less epic, run over the next high pass. On our way, we were rewarded with a classic Himalayan sight, a majestic yak or bull. Finally, after the demanding climb and the battle with the elements, we arrived at the summit of Changla Pass. The moment was nothing short of spectacular. Above us, the sky was a deep, partly covered with clouds but still looking clear blue, providing brilliant contrast to the stark white world below. On all sides, the monumental peaks were impeccably draped in fresh, glistening snow, making the entire panorama look like pristine, untouched fortress against the sky. Coming down from Changla was a feast for the eyes. As we rode lower, the mountains changed dramatically. They were still covered with snow on top. This mix of white snow and rough mountain looked incredible, like a giant, natural painting. To complete the beautiful scene, the clouds were hanging so low they seemed to be touching the sides of the mountains, making our ride down feel peaceful and magical. With the challenge of the high passes, we were fully committed to the final leg of our long journey. We were officially rolling toward our destination for the day, Pangong Lake. The wide, open roads after Changla felt fast and liberating, a stark contrast to the rough climbs. Now, with the sun getting lower and the mountains glowing with warm light, every kilometer brought us closer to that famous azure water, building an exhilarating anticipation for the first sight of the magnificent lake. Pangong Lake is one of the most famous and spectacular high-altitude lakes in the world, renowned for its incredible beauty and unique characteristics. Riding right along the edge of Pangong Lake was absolutely incredible. The view was split between two amazing sights. On one side were the huge, Strom Mountains, and on the other was the massive, beautiful lake. The water itself was the best part. As we rode, the lake kept changing its color right before our eyes. Sometimes it was a deep, intense blue, and other times it shifted to a bright, clear green. This stretch of road, with the giant mountains next to the ever-changing colors of the lake, was the perfect end to our tough day. We took a crucial detour onto the rougher tracks that lead directly to the lake. The road itself was a challenge, bumpy, rocky, and requiring focused driving, but the increasing sense of anticipation fueled us. The dazzling, unforgettable sight of Pangong Lake, a truly immense blue jewel. The rush of finally getting to Pangong Lake was amazing. When we stopped, everything felt instantly calm and quiet. We were totally surrounded by giant mountains, with some of the tops still covered in snow. You could only hear the little waves making soft sounds as they hit the shore. The final drive of our trip was a perfect summary of everything we had experienced, a truly beautiful and unpredictable journey through the Himalayas. With every hour, the terrain changed completely, shifting from high-altitude desert to stark, rocky canyons and then back to vast, open valleys. The scenery was breathtaking at every turn, defined by massive mountains, some standing bare and rugged, others capped with brilliant snow. Just as dramatically, the weather changed constantly, swinging from intense sunshine to biting cold winds in minutes. This final stretch reinforced the deep satisfaction of facing all the challenges, the rough roads, the high passes, and the thin air, and having the privilege of riding through this ever-changing, magnificent corner of the world. All the challenges conquered, the high passes crossed, and the unforgettable sights we've shared. We arrived back with cameras full of memories and a deep sense of accomplishment. This wasn't just a trip. It was an adventure forged in the Himalayas, making it truly the unforgettable adventure of our lifetime. The time spent with each other, sharing the triumphs of the high peaks, facing challenges on the rough roads, and having fun while assembling was priceless. These moments of shared awe and mutual support have created bonds and memories that are truly unforgettable and will be cherished for a long, long time to come.
दिलों में तुम अपनी बेताबियां लेके चल रहे हो तो जिंदा हो तुम। नजर में ख्वाबों की बिजलियां लेके चल रहे हो तो जिंदा हो तुम। हवा के झोंकों के जैसे आजाद रहना सीखो। तुम एक दरिया के जैसे लहरों में बहना सीखो। हर एक लम्हे से तुम मिलो, खोले अपनी बाहें। हर एक पल एक नया समा देखे ये निगाहें। जो अपनी आंखों में हैरानियां लेके चल रहे हो तो जिंदा हो तुम। दिलों में तुम अपनी बेताबियां लेके चल रहे हो तो जिंदा हो तुम।